Night falls, and the familiar world transforms. Shadows stretch across silent streets and gentle hills, drifting over rooftops and meadows. The daytime chorus recedes, leaving only the quiet hum of distant life and the soft whisper of wind, as if nature herself pauses to listen. The moon rises, bathing the world in silver, and somewhere, just beyond the reach of ordinary sight, a sense of anticipation grows. For many, darkness is simply the absence of light, a time for dreams and rest. But for others, the night is a sacred calling, a threshold into mystery, wisdom, and awakening. Throughout history, when the sun slips away and the world grows still, people have gathered beneath the stars to walk, to pray, and to perform rituals that bridge the visible and the unseen. These traditions, whispered across centuries and continents, are woven into the fabric of human experience. Tonight, we step into this realm, the mysterious world of night walks and moonlit ceremonies, where every shadow hides a story and every silence holds a secret. In many cultures, the night is more than a backdrop for sleep. It's a symbol layered with meaning. Darkness is not only something to fear, it is a teacher, a guide, a mirror. Within its depths, we encounter the unknown, and in that encounter, we learn. The absence of daytime distractions lets us hear our own voice, raw and true. This is why night walks have always been more than just physical movement through space. They are spiritual journeys, invitations to step outside the ordinary and enter the extraordinary. From the ancient rivers of India to the misty forests of Europe, ritual walks after sunset served as paths towards self-discovery and inner balance. The act of moving through darkness, whether alone or with others, was seen as a way to shed the burdens of the day and reconnect with what lies beneath the surface. In the quiet of the night, the mind calms, the senses sharpen, and the soul listens. The ancients understood that the night carries a special power. In Egypt, priests would climb temple steps under star-filled skies, lifting prayers to the heavens at moments when the veil between worlds seemed thinnest. They believed that the gods walked among the stars, and that nighttime was the best time to speak with them. In Greece, disciples of the mystery schools would walk in silence to sacred temples during the full moon, meditating in the silver glow, seeking guidance and transformation. These rituals were not simply walks, they were acts of change. Each step was a shedding of old fears, a turning toward inner light. The night, with its boundless silence and shadow, became a canvas for spiritual rebirth. The stars above were not just distant suns, they were symbols of hope, inspiration, and the eternal mysteries that lie beyond human understanding. But the night is not only about what we find within ourselves, it is also about reconnecting with the world around us. In countless traditions, walking by moonlight was a way to commune with nature in its most elemental form. The cool air, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, all of these sensations remind us that we are part of a living, breathing tapestry. Imagine stepping into a quiet forest after sunset. The path ahead glows faintly, illuminated only by the moon and your own cautious steps. The world feels both familiar and strange, every sound amplified, every movement meaningful. In this space, it's easy to imagine that you have entered a ritual, even if you did not intend it. The rhythm of your breath, the soft crunch of earth beneath your feet, the gentle sway of branches overhead, all of it becomes a ceremony of connection. For many cultures, these night walks were sacred acts, meant to dissolve the boundaries between the self and the world. The trees were not just trees, they were ancient witnesses. The wind was not just wind, it was the breath of spirits. In listening to nature, people remembered that they too were part of something vast and mysterious. Within these nighttime gatherings, two symbols often stood out: fire and the moon. Fire is the primordial force that pushes back against darkness, a beacon of warmth and protection. The moon is the guide, the silent watcher, offering direction and wisdom. In villages and towns across the world, People would gather around bonfires during the full moon, singing and dancing, letting go of old troubles and welcoming new beginnings. The flames flickered and crackled, casting shadows that danced along the ground. Stories were told, songs were sung, and worries were shared. The ritual of burning, whether paper inscribed with fears or bundles of herbs, was a way to release what no longer served, to make space for fresh intentions. Under the moon's light, the act of letting go became a celebration. Even today, full moon ceremonies are alive in many places. People gather in parks, on beaches, and in gardens, writing down what they wish to release and casting those words into the fire. They meditate, set intentions, and celebrate the turning of the lunar cycle. The moon is not just a celestial body. It is a participant in the ritual, a symbol of change and renewal. But night rituals are not only about light and celebration, they are also about facing fear. Darkness is the unknown, the place where imagination runs wild and shadows seem to move of their own accord. For many, the first instinct is to retreat, to seek the comfort of firelight or the safety of company. Yet the purpose of these traditions was never to escape the dark, but to befriend it. Shamans and seekers across time and continents would spend nights alone in the wilderness, listening to the sounds of animals and the shifting wind. They watched their own fear rise and fall, learning to recognize its shape and its lessons. In facing the night, they learned about themselves, about courage, vulnerability, and the strength that comes from understanding rather than fleeing. The darkness within nature became a metaphor for the darkness within the self. By walking through it, by sitting quietly and listening, people discovered that fear is not an enemy, but a teacher. The night became a realm of transformation, a space where old wounds could heal and new insights could emerge. Even in the modern world, these traditions continue. Yoga instructors and meditation groups organize moonlit walks and silent gatherings, inviting participants to slow down and listen. The rush of daily life fades away, replaced by the quiet presence of the night. People breathe deeply, reflect on their lives, and find comfort in the shared silence. There is something magical about walking along the beach late at night, the waves rolling in under the moon's gentle gaze. The world feels suspended, time slows, and every breath becomes a meditation. In these moments, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The boundaries between past and present, self and world, blur and dissolve. Night rituals are not limited to ancient temples or distant forests. They live wherever people pause to honor the darkness and listen to its wisdom. Whether alone or with others, these ceremonies offer a chance to step outside the noise and rediscover what matters. All these traditions share a common thread: rebirth in silence. The chaos of the day gives way to the calm of the night, and in that quiet, something shifts. The answers we seek, the healing we crave, the insights we need, often they arrive not in the brightness of noon, but in the hush of midnight. To walk at night is to embrace both the mystery and the possibility of change. To gather under the moon is to acknowledge that life is a cycle, always moving from darkness to light and back again. Silence becomes sacred, a space where the soul can breathe and the heart can listen. As we journey through the stories of night walks and ritual ceremonies, we begin to see that darkness is not the enemy, it is the invitation. In the stillness of night, we find ourselves. We remember that we are part of something larger, something ancient and enduring. If the stories of mystical and cultural rituals inspire you, remember that the journey is ongoing. Each week, new traditions await discovery, hidden practices, secret ceremonies, and timeless wisdom. With every step into the unknown, we uncover more of what it means to be human. And perhaps, one night, as the moon rises and the world grows quiet, you will feel the pull of your own ritual waiting to begin. Maybe you'll step outside, breathe the cool night air, and listen to the silence. Maybe you'll find comfort in the shadows, inspiration in the stars, and renewal in the gentle rhythm of your own heartbeat. Night walks and moonlit ceremonies are more than ancient customs. They are invitations to connect, to reflect, and to transform. They remind us that darkness is not just the absence of light, but a space of possibility. In facing the night, we open ourselves to new beginnings, deeper understanding, and the quiet magic of our own existence. As you move through your own nights, consider what rituals you might embrace. Maybe it's a silent walk, a moment of meditation, or a gathering with friends under the stars. Whatever form it takes, let the night become your teacher, your companion, your guide. For in the world of midnight traditions, every step is a ceremony, every breath a prayer, and every silence a doorway to wisdom. Thank you for joining this journey into the mystical heart of night walks and ritual ceremonies. The stories we share here are reminders that the world is filled with hidden beauty and ancient secrets, waiting to be discovered. If you feel called to explore these traditions further, remember to stay curious, to listen deeply, and to honor the mysteries that surround us. And as always, if you want to continue uncovering humanity's hidden rituals and timeless wisdom, be sure to join us again. Together, we will keep walking the moonlit paths, searching for meaning in the shadows, and celebrating the magic that lives in the heart of the night. Until then, may your nights be filled with wonder, your steps guided by the moon, and your heart open to the rituals that await.